Mm-hmm.
Your
Please distract me with D&D.
Who would like to recap what has happened previously?
We fought some Behirs that were coming to kill the copper dragons, and we found out they were artificial constructs possibly created by storm giants who used to live in the mountain.
They were Bahir and we wanted them there.
Boo.
Lol. Oh.
All right. Well, that's been a great session, everybody. We'll see you next week. Oh my god. All right.
Well, in general, we had good interactions with the copper dragons. They're nice. They're wise. They're kids.
Mm-hmm.
Their guardian, I don't remember their name.
Cereza. Cereza?
Cereza.
Cereza.
Yeah, oh yeah, Cherry.
I think of it as ceviche.
Ceviche? He's a nice person. He's very worried. Like, I have the vibe of a lot of, like, parenthood angst around this person, and I want to hug him. After the big ass fight, that was big and ass and fight, we weren't sure they were, and Liz and Rhea weren't sure that they were safe here. So we had multiple avenues to discuss. Like, there's this bioengineered creatures that had a very wide track of where they come from, so we could follow that track to see where it led us. Andrea points out that maybe the kids are not safe here and they should go elsewhere, quote unquote. And I feel like there was a third option that I don't remember.
Hang on.
I think we left off at the point where we were concerned about if they went somewhere else, they might be, that place might be less defensive.
So our avenues of exploration are the trail that the Bahir made to get to us. See if we can figure out where they came from. And the other thing I had suggested was that I could try, because we're pretty sure that the storm that was around this mountain had something to do with the storm giants. And if I could, like, jet set across the Feywild, I might be able to find that storm, and that would tell us where the giants are, if it's been stationary for long enough.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we still don't know whether we should leave the kids here or try to send them somewhere else.
One other small detail before we kind of move into the discussion phase. Before everything that had happened with the battle, you had gone over your purpose for visiting the Feywild with Cereza, and he gave you an item that could potentially help with your future endeavors. So make sure you're remembering that.
What item? I don't remember anything of that.
Yeah,
There's a scrying eye.
Oh yeah, the Corn has. That's right.
Mm-hmm. I also
Has Corwin attuned to it?
Presumably, I think I mentioned about you adding it.
Is that with the purposes of trying to find the giant crystal ball?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I had also gone exploring and found the Dragon Hoard. That did have some magic items in it that were as yet undetermined, and also a teleportation circle.
Yes, there was a teleportation circle. I will just let you know now that the magic items are still undetermined, as I have not had Roll20 open in 2 weeks. Okay, so I would like to propose a little bit of downtime in that case, maybe a week, while you all work on various things that you are wanting to look into or do.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
At the beginning of that downtime, Andrea, please make me a perception check.
What if I say
DC is
no?
like 18.
Perception?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Oh well.
you don't notice what's missing. Okay, so waking up the morning after the battle, everybody is free to do things that they would like to do. If we just want to go down the list, Miss, do you have anything specific that Ashish would like to do, or do you want to wait and maybe tag along with somebody else?
Oh, wait, and maybe tag along with somebody else.
Okay, I will come back to you then. Quasta, what's Andrea up to?
Remind me because I feel like we talk about it, but we don't remember it already. Um, like this idea of I think we need to start like doing the logistics of what would look like if for going for taking the kids somewhere else. So I don't remember something of some of these. We already did it, but like sending messages to Medes and the Silver Dragon Queen to see what's their opinion about it. And I think Cereza wanted to talk at the kids about it because it's their decision and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, so first of all, the kids and Eris are they don't outright say no, but they are fairly resistant to the idea of leaving the mountain for no reason. Um,
May I point out that it's not for no reason.
their thinking is more along the lines of we should have a place to go if we are attacked again, rather than just leaving immediately when you have no idea whether or not they will be attacked again. To that end, both the Silver Dragons and Metis are willing to allow Cereza specifically to memorize their teleportation circles in case a hasty retreat needs to be made. You can target a teleportation circle with plane shift.
Oh, that
Okay, so
that's nice.
we still need to have somebody who can do plane shift.
Which Cereza can.
Okay.
So, hypothetically, with that, could we plane shift the kids and everyone to Candlekeep or Vroggoll?
Yes.
Okay, so
Uh,
that is our escape option. Or that is our escape batch, basically.
Fast
Yeah,
travel
and
option.
what I'm hearing also is like what I'm understanding what you're saying, Nibbles, is that they are more of the opinion that they will prefer to go if they're under attack, like wait until there's an attack and then go away.
You can make an insight check.
I'm good at those. No, I'm not good at those. I'm not fire.
Um, you just get the surface level, which is basically like, this is our home. We don't want to leave our home.
Yeah,
Kind of thing.
I mean I understand that, but also the fight was like Andrea will get the opinion of the fight was really hard with all of us here. And the kid that I don't remember the name, like step outside 1 second and almost died.
Yeah. Yeah, and they are. I guess with that insight, you get that they are not necessarily being entirely logical about this. but I guess maybe it escapes you why particularly.
Is this autumn?
Okay. This is spring.
It still tracks.
Yeah. They are when you talk to them about it, they are of the opinion that if a problem comes, they will basically, assuming that it's not something simple that Cereza can protect them from, they will just run away and then contact help to come retake the place. And in your looking around, there is only one entrance to the mountain, and it's pretty tiny, so it is fairly well defended.
I think a spring like agrees and goes away. Grumble, grumble, like loudly saying grumble, grumble, grumble as she was away.
So the mountain itself is fairly defensible internally?
No. If you're inside, it's just a big open pit.
Okay.
But this is if it were to be attacked by those Behirs again, only one could get in at a time, and it would be a squeeze.
I mean, that's good then. That
Yeah.
gives them a chance to retreat.
Then maybe then Andrea has the idea of making a trap of collapsible tunnel in the entrance in the case of necessity. That I'm not gonna do right now, but at some point I'm gonna make the idea for everyone.
Okay. Make an
That for a later day because I feel like I already do a lot.
Okay.
Why don't we cycle through everyone and we'll come back for
Yeah, we
round
can
two.
come back
Wow.
around to that then. Jamie, what's Estella up to?
I just want to, before I do my own thing, one of the options for like trying to figure out where these things were was to follow the trail of the Behir.
Mhm.
I assume that's not a downtime activity, right? That's
Yeah,
like a thing we all got to go do together.
I would say it is. You can all go do that together during downtime, or if you want to send a couple people, that's fine.
Do we all want to go together? Not that Estella's like the one to go do tracking in the forest.
Feel like you could take like half the team. I think it's a good idea to do it right now. But Andrea also needed to. At least Andrea needed to stay talking.
Okay, here's an idea. If half the people want to go, Estella's planning on staying on the top of the mountain anyway, so you can just like set up her telescope and watch people and make sure that they're okay. And spy on you from a distance.
I would suggest sending the people who are good at tracking and can get out of a situation quickly. So like Andrea, she's
So we're saying
maybe Liz.
we're sending her. She's alone.
Like
She's in Lycra, yeah.
Yeah, like those three. While the magic users stay back and do nerd shit.
Okay, but I just wanted to make sure that it's not like a thing that we're all gonna go do together.
I'd say maybe go until you have a definite this is where they came from, and then you can hightail it back with the information. Like you don't want to track them all the way through their we found their super secret lair.
Let's keep going.
Let's keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that case, I will wait and see how that pans out before trying to spend my day dreaming and trying to find this storm, which could be fucking anywhere. I am going to spend the day on top of the mountain with the Behir corpse, transcribing the runes on its body.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think that requires a roll. You have a bunch of giant runes written down now.
Cool.
I'm sure this will
Be valuable to someone.
bite me in the ass somehow.
Suddenly, everyone learns giant.
Okay, so and I'll say for Kwasa, this can be later in the week. It doesn't have to be the first day. So if you did want to go, it doesn't necessarily have to overlap with your conversation time.
Okay. What if Lycra can transform, right? To polymorph into something?
A couple.
Because I'm thinking, like, Ashish and Andrea are really, really fast. So if we go guns running in following the track that I imagine is hella huge, we can cover a lot of track in one day to make sure we're in what direction they're coming from.
I mean, I can fly.
How long does last?
An hour per cast, but if I can fly at a reasonable speed, it's not a huge detriment.
What if we say that we spend the day sprinting and following the tracks, the three of us?
Is that agreeable to everyone?
Lycra requests the chance to take an hour to memorize the teleportation circle.
Yeah, you can. Did Estella share the existence of that with everyone?
I told Eris.
And I guess that has been discussed that Cereza offered that to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we can absolutely say that Lycra has the teleportation circle memorized.
Okay. With that memorized, then sure. Should I go silent or loud?
A
I
T-Rex
guess-
carves a second opening down the side of the mountain.
Whatever is most efficient. I don't think we mind loudness. What's Ash's opinion?
I got distracted eating and I didn't hear the last few comments.
We're going to run sprinting Andrea, Shiz, and Dykra with flying. So we go tracking the direction of the where the Behir came from, but also like very fast. So in a day we can cover a lot of ground. That's
Yeah.
my idea. What's your opinion on it?
She says no problem with it.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, so you set out in the morning. What you're able to determine right away is the large furrow through the foliage up the side of the mountain, where they just were really moving, knocking everything out of the way. So you can follow that easily. So as you make your way down the side of the mountain, go ahead and make some survival checks for me. You can have 3 rolls or one with advantage and a single, however you want to do that.
Lycra turns into a catbird and flies away.
Okay.
I'm going to try to scout for the others while they climb down the mountain.
Sure.
So we make a roll each.
That is up to you. You can make a roll each. One of you can make one with advantage.
Let's make one each. Eesh. Eesh.
Okay. So you track the furrow down to the base of the mountain. You can see the progress that they made through the forest up to a certain degree. But once you get to the more sparsely populated part of the forest, it's much more difficult to follow. What is Lycra doing up in the air?
Just using perception to see if there's anything noticeable moving around as a threat or sign of some, major disturbance in the area recently.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make perception.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, you don't clock anything dangerous or large as they're moving through the forest. Similarly, you can easily follow the obvious furrow up the side of the mountain. But once it gets down into the forest itself, it's a little more difficult to kind of figure out where they were coming from. At this point, I would like all of you to make insights, all three of you. Okay. Lycra, you specifically notice that the point where the trail becomes much more difficult to follow is where you camped that night when you were waiting outside after meeting
The kid.
Phaedrus for the first time.
And with her difficulty in seeing things with cat eyes, Lycra will spiral down until she finds a spot to nap until the others get to the bottom of the mountain. And will be transforming back into human so that she can just kind of sit up and say, hey, so I don't know about you two, but turns out my eyes don't work so great in that form. Do you mind metering your pace so I can try to look from the ground instead? Seems like might be a little more effective.
Yeah, turns out going fast kind of make us not see the ground.
Deal. And Lycra kind of dusts herself off and does another inspection of the ground around to try to pick up the path from where the campground was to see if she can't find a better trail back from there.
Okay, yeah, so you're milling about your camping area for that night, and let's see. I would say at this point you've probably spent a good part of the morning coming down the side of the mountain. So let's have everybody go ahead and make new rolls. You can do survival again if you would like. You can give me investigation. Or nature would probably also apply here.
How about history?
Nah, I don't think history works.
I'm joking. Miss.
Wait, was perception one of the allowed ones?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take perception. Ooh, much better. Okay, yeah, so you all are able to pick up the trail from here. The first thing you notice is that it before reaching the campground, the trail that you're following was much more methodical, or intent, like an animal when it's tracking something. Whereas after the campground, it was much more of a get the fuck out of my way, we're going up the side of this mountain kind of thing. Which also explains why it was much more difficult to find after that point. So you continue on for a while through the forest. How far are you going?
What time of the day is it?
Um, I would say we have left the camping area around noon, and you have a good 6 or 7 hours until dark, at least.
I guess we would have discussed this back with everyone, but do we go the span of a day or multiple days?
I think the suggestion, at least was I put forward and was kind of vaguely agreed on, was to go until you're certain you know where they went, and then come back with that information and not go any further, at risk of being discovered and attacked.
At least for a day, at least I want to see if there's tracks in the fields, because tracks in the forest is easy, track in the fields, I don't know.
Okay. I think you all would have known and discussed then if you're going all the way to the fields, that's at least a 2, maybe 3-day travel. So that's fine. They just would not be surprised when you don't come back that night. Yeah, so you continue tracking with those rolls. I'll give you the rest of the day without a problem. And it starts to get dark.
We're in the forest of trees.
Yeah, still in the forest.
Actually, could you take us to the map?
Sure. Yeah, so I'll say you're probably about halfway through, roundabout here-ish.
And does this seem to be, like you said, just meandering?
Go ahead and give me another insight check. And we can get them from everybody if you want. Putting your heads together. Sorry, what's your insight modifier, Andre?
Was inside the roll? Sorry.
Yeah, insight.
That is -4 of that.
Okay, 21's still pretty good. Yeah, discussing it amongst yourselves, as best as you can tell, this is exactly the path that your group took through the forest when you were on your way.
So from what we can add together, talking between the three of us, it's kind of a beeline from here to the top of the mountain.
So from the camp to the top of the mountain was just a straight rampage. From the camp to where you are now, it's more like they were tracking your group specifically.
So a beeline on our path, but not a beeline straight through the forest. I get you.
Right.
Oh, I guess it will be unknown to us where in the whole travel they start tracking our tracks.
So the argument becomes, how far back do we follow? Do we want to go until we find a significant curve in their direction versus our own travel?
Oh, jeez.
Lycra sends a message to, I'm going to go with Corwin. And the message is, update 1 and 2, or update. It appears the creatures followed our tracks very specifically. The trail suggests they followed our tracks very directly from point to point. We are discussing whether we should follow them back until we notice where they pick up our track.
I mean, that would be in keep. Just to give you guys something to chew on. That would be in keeping with what the original plan was. You know where they came from now. You don't have a direction to go in. Then you go no further.
We don't know where they came from. I can't respond without spending another spell slot. I'm just talking to myself now. We don't know where they've come from yet. We just know that they were following us at this point. Do we want to keep Andrea?
I'll say yeah.
We need to sleep at some point. Do we want to do another couple hours, or do we want to grab a tree?
I don't want to get into that level specific. Let's say just that we rest and we need to rest, and we keep that this for a couple days until we find where are they, or either we find where they start following our track, or we find that they're not following. That this is only our tracks and not them. So it's been a point between here and there.
I meant, do you want to rest now, or do you want to keep going for a couple more hours?
Yes, but let's not boggle into that level of detail.
I think what Quas is saying is you can hand wave a lot of that.
Okay, so let's get one more round of investigation, perception, nature, survival, whatever you like.
Probably not nature.
Oh, wow.
It's not perception, it's survival, right? 3 less.
The perception's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so you all, with little difficulty over the next day, managed to track it all the way back to the edge of the forest, where it is much more difficult to see through the grass. It's just grass. There's not really much to track with. If you all would like to make another set of checks at disadvantage, you can do so. Otherwise, this will be where you lose the trail.
No.
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, you do manage to track it for a bit. Again, it still seems to be following exactly where you were. But even a half a day and you've lost your own tracks, you've lost their tracks. It's just too difficult to track through the plain to get any further than about a half a day out from the forest.
Okay.
Side story, does Lycra have the time to work on the gift?
Yeah, I would say you can't track when it is dark. So there is more dark than needed just for a long rest, so you can still do your enchanting.
Lycra looks sheepish for being the weak link.
Even if you had dark vision, it would still be at disadvantage to try to track in the dark.
Yeah, I was mentioning that one on Pert Mist. It's the main roll does, the secondary roll doesn't. So 1 tick or 2?
You would be at 1. You did 1 right now. You're coming up on night of the second day, so y'all can decide if you want to try again tomorrow or call it good here.
We haven't found a solution, so I would keep going.
But keep going where? We don't even know our tracks, right?
I mean,
Yeah, it would just be trying once more in the morning to pick up the trail under fresh light.
Okay.
It would even still be at disadvantage, and the DC would be higher, but you can try one more time if you want.
One more try. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and mark a second night, and then we'll get the checks tomorrow in the morning. Again, disadvantage.
I will throw inspiration on Andrea.
Okay. One D8.
D10.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's still just too difficult with the grass, and it's been quite a long time since y'all have been through here at this point, and you're just not able to pick up the trail anymore.
Oh well.
I think Lycra finds the largest baseball-sized rock she can find and just throws it into the sea of trees.
You're like half a day out into the grass at this point.
No, I meant
Lycra has a hell of an arm, Jesus.
she throws it towards the sea of trees. Yes, like Jamie kind of got from me.
Something in the underbrush squawks as a stone bonks it on the noggin.
Lord.
There's also probably a couple of dwarfish curses.
All right.
So fucking pointless.
Anything else you want to do out here, or you just headed back?
That's it, I guess, for us.
Sorry, what was that?
I think that's it for us here. Like we didn't find the thing going back home. At least that's my opinion.
Okay. Yeah. So they return fairly early on the third day. I assume they share what they did find with everyone.
Yeah.
Yep. So the trail kind of went cold out in the grass, but through the forest, it seemed like they were tracking your group.
Given that information, is there a way to extrapolate where they may have come from? Like, sort of get it into a rough sort of pie slice? Like, could they have potentially come from, like, I doubt they came from the, I'm guessing, like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to guess, they come from the east, they come from the west, they come from the south. You know, like...
Yeah, we never found the intersection point. The furthest into the grasslands we could follow, it seems like they were following exactly our passage.
Okay. Can I try something with the scrying orb, Nibbles?
Sure.
I want to take a scale or two from one of the behirs and use that as a focus to see if I can find them. I'm working under the assumption that they're all the same.
Oh, that they're clones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They weren't before. Now they are.
So you, I assume, are just using the normal scrying spell to try to scry on a Behir creature.
Yeah, so I'm going... what I'm suggesting is I have a part of their body, but I'm also secondhand knowledge. Like I have heard of the targets because I don't know where a living one is specifically, but I know what they kind of look like and are.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like I don't want to I don't want to mechanically give myself such a huge advantage that it's inevitable.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Go ahead and make an Arcana check.
And this isn't the Arcana check that could potentially destroy the orb, right?
No, this is not.
Okay.
You're just using the regular scrying spell. Okay, so the Arcana check was how well you interpret the fact that the spell fails, which is you believe that your supposition is incorrect. These are not clones, and the one that is the one was just that one, and the others are separate from it. And if there's any more out there, they are different than this one.
Okay.
That is still an interesting piece of information.
Yeah. I've seen a storm giant before.
Mm-hmm.
Can I use that as just secondhand knowledge? Like I know kind of what one looks like. Like I'm not like I have never really played with this scrying stuff before, so it's like when they say a creature is like I'm trying to find Jim Bob the tailor. I have heard of Jim Bob the tailor. You know, or is it I've heard of...
I would let you say scrying on the storm giant that is responsible for the creation of these Behir. That I think would be a valid target for a scrying spell.
Then that is what I want to try to attempt to scry.
Okay.
They just have to make a wisdom check.
Yeah, what's your spell DC?
I don't have a focus, so it is 17.
And what are they making? Wisdom?
Wisdom, yep.
And
whatever modifiers you want to apply.
Plus... I'm going to say +6 instead of +5 because of how secondhand this is.
That's fair.
So +6. All right, and sorry, what's your DC again?
17.
Interesting. That's an awful roll.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. So you observe a storm giant in what would equate to a scientific type laboratory. You can't see a whole lot. He appears to be just working over a bench. You can't see a whole lot of the area around him.
Okay. I
He's
yell at
tinkering with various vials of chemicals and stuff.
I kind of glance up from the orb and yell at whoever's close by to start taking notes while I describe everything.
I guess it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Corwin just starts stream of conscious talking about what he's seeing.
Okay.
Corwin, give me a luck check, just a D100 to see if you come across anything interesting. You want a 25 or lower.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Woo!
Okay. At one point, he walks over to a series of large glass vats, chambers, incubation tubes, and you do in fact see that there are very tiny things inside of them.
Do they look like tiny behirs?
Yes. Very tiny. There are 4 total.
Looking around, do I see any other tubes, or are there like more that are maturing?
Not that he's walked past, no.
Okay, so it's a leap, but it's possible to think that he might not have any more currently at the ready.
That is a leap. Not entirely unreasonable.
Okay.
I don't think you have enough information to say one way or the other.
No, he's not. He's just he's basically putting that out there to whoever's listening as a theory, not as a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after spell ends, he'll just leave it that because it's like he was inside of somewhere. He couldn't. I couldn't tell where it was, but
no, yeah, it was completely shut in, no windows. Could have been underground for all you know.
could have been a castle in the sky for all we know.
One of these is more likely than the other.
Also, AFK for 1 second. Sorry.
Okay.
No.
So despite that being Estella's idea, Estella hardly participated in that at all. What else is Estella doing?
Well, once I hear back from the others that they weren't able to track the Behir past the grasslands, I will then start spending time doing dream spells, flying around the Feywild, trying to find a storm. Hoping that wherever these storm giants are, they've been there long enough that storm's going to show up in the dream.
Okay, we will use this even though it's not quite accurate.
Mm-hmm.
So your starting place is over here.
Okay.
What kind of area are you covering on the first night?
I will go south and do like a kind of a zigzag pattern up. I mean, I guess I shouldn't assume that they're not going to be over the water, but I think Estella makes that assumption anyways, that they're more likely to be over land.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a roll. You can pick what it is, and I will give you information based on that.
Do you mean like a perception type roll or just anything?
Whatever you think's appropriate.
Oh.
And remember, I will give you relevant information based on what you roll, so don't roll like animal handling or something.
Well, you
Unless...
know, I was thinking Logan's in there. Can I get Logan to help me?
Okay, yeah, if you want to roll to find Logan.
That would be animal handling?
No, that's more... That would either be like a wisdom check, just like a standard dream wisdom check to try to call him, or like... honestly, probably a luck check to see if you just stumble across him.
Hey, I have this thing that says anything you've successfully done before can be done again with little or no effort.
Have you intentionally sought out Logan in the dream before? I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, maybe you're right. Okay, I'll just do a wisdom check.
Okay. You do not find him. However, in your zigzagging across the continent on that night, you also definitively rule out that there's any kind of storm around this part of the continent, at least for a significant period of time. What you do notice is in this plane, just like in the prime material, down on the southern part of the continent, there is an area of disturbance, we'll say.
And that's in the prime material.
No, this is in the Feywild. It's in the same location as it is in the prime material.
What location is that?
The down in the south here, this part.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
It's kind of foresty, but it's overgrown with like big vines and thorns and unfriendly looking vegetation.
Which
Mhm.
part?
The crawl down in the south.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay, so the next night I will go east.
Ooh, that's not the right map.
I mean, it kind of is.
So east,
East of the mountain.
this direction.
This way, yeah.
Okay. Give me another what you would think is an appropriate roll.
Why is my perception so bad? Can I argue for insight? Or maybe Arcana? Can I argue for Arcana?
Sure. Go ahead and argue for Arcana.
Because I'm trying to I'm trying to manipulate the dream to figure out. Maybe this would make it just a straight wisdom roll, which isn't any better. But like I'm trying to cover as much ground as possible in the shortest amount of time, which isn't just me zipping up and down and looking with my eyes.
Okay, so you're trying to examine the magic of the plane to figure out any
Who
disturbances.
that call is from? Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, go ahead and make Arcana. Ooh. Decent roll. Okay. You would definitively say that on this part of the map and further east is no evidence of what you would call a magical storm, something
Okay.
that a storm giant might live in.
Okay.
You don't think it exists on this continent or further east.
Fantastic. I'm relatively sure that we didn't see one when we were in the Lita section. Correct?
Are you talking with the party about this?
I mean, I would give you an update, which is like, nope, didn't see anything, not there.
When the disaster happened, wasn't there a storm over one of the islands for a few days?
Oh, shit.
There was, but that might have been localized by the giant that was there, who was sent back to the plane here.
I think it's maybe worth checking out anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I would suggest next time you can dream, check it out for sure.
Yeah, okay, so the next night I will do a flyover of Lita and the surrounding ocean.
Okay, and
Murata, I guess.
Just to clarify, you're doing that in the Feywild or the Prime Material?
The Feywild.
Okay. Yes. Make me... So, okay, go ahead and make perception, investigation, whatever you like, but also make a luck check.
Arcana? I mean, I'll make investigation.
Okay. So investigating this particular area, there's nothing here. However, for some reason, you do manage to fly up really high.
Mm-hmm.
Looking over the horizon, you think you see something to the southwest.
Oh, interesting. My next plan, if this didn't pan out, because I haven't really been to Fancheris, would have just been to go sit on the moon and see if I could see it from space.
That would have yielded the same result.
Okay.
Nice.
Space! So, if I have time, I'll do it that night, and if not, I'll do it the next night. Go to where I...
Okay. So you make a beeline for where you thought you saw a storm.
Mhm.
There is not. It's not quite what you would expect. It's more of just a large area of mist that sometimes seems to get a little thicker and sometimes seems to be a little thinner. So that leads you to believe that perhaps there is something here, but perhaps it hasn't been here that long.
Right. Like,
Um,
this is more in keeping with something that is, like, semi-stable in the Feywild, but not
make an
like...
insight check. Based on your experience, it's something that's been there longer than a year to leave any kind of impression.
Yeah.
But less than, like, you're not quite sure. Less than 10 years, certainly, but I don't think you can narrow it down further than that.
Okay, where would I assume this place to be on a map?
Is there some sort of role associated with your cartographer's tools?
I mean, if she has proficiency in cartographer's tools, you can ask for any stat with that proficiency in.
Okay.
I don't have proficiency in cartographer's tools.
I thought you did.
I have astronomer's tools.
No, didn't the whole thing, you bought cartographer's tools when you were mapping out the disturbance in the south.
You're right! Where the fuck are they?
I don't know. I don't keep track of your character sheet.
We're players and we're horrible at adding things to our character sheets.
Add cartographer tools to your sheet, and then give me.
I might have the tools, but I don't think I have the proficiency with them.
I
Okay.
feel like their background requires them to have proficiency.
Yeah, actually, I guess that's true. You were making unproficient rolls.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just go ahead and make a wisdom or intelligence, whichever's higher, I guess. Okay, it's... I'll give you a region.
Mm-hmm.
It's...
That's fine.
Well, no, you would know it's over water, so, like, that-ish area.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Leafy Islands.
Leafy Islands!
Oh,
No, the Leafy Islands are farther south.
Yeah, why aren't they on this? I must have an old version.
Yeah. I think they're farther south than this map goes.
Yeah, because there's another elven city to the south, isn't there?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, this cuts off. Okay, sorry. Yeah, in that case, it's more... It's not quite down to the Weefy Islands, but it's, like, the northern part of, like, more like that, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I will report back my findings.
What did you find?
Found a storm.
In the Feywild?
Yes. And I put a circle on a map. It's over the water. Well, it's over the...
So he's got a fortress or something.
I feel like Andrea groans.
In the sea of trees.
In the sea trees.
The big green.
Is literally the sound Corwin makes.
Can I make a proposal?
Metis isn't here.
Wow!
I was gonna make the same joke, so I feel bad now.
This seems like a lot.
I mean, Andrea, how strong would something have to be to survive in the Sea of Trees?
Well, let's put it this way. The stronger beings that I know in this realm are the Fae and the dragons. As far as I know, please correct me, Cereza, neither of those want to be there.
Nobody corrects you.
So there's that.
So, like, if these giants are just hanging out in the Sea of Trees,
I,
could we?
just to clarify, what you saw was above it, not in it.
Okay. Above
Y-
the Sea of Trees.
Would we have, I don't know, any of us, the cultural information that storm giants have flying castles? They do in Forgotten Realms, but I don't know if here.
Given
know-
everything that you've seen, plus this information, it makes sense at least that they live in this storm. I don't know if you would necessarily leap to castle in the clouds, but they're storm giants. It's a storm. They're probably inside of it somehow. That makes sense.
There might also be undiscovered islands in that area.
So,
Like,
I guess
go ahead, sorry.
we fly into the storm?
Or
That's-
we don't.
That's a long ass trip, though. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Nibbles, but in the Feywild, we have never had contact with people in the Fanshera side of the Feywild, right?
I mean, there's certainly no established trade routes or anything like that. I think it's probably known that there are forests there with elves that live in them, but I don't think there's any sort of.
So,
What's-
like, just devil's advocate here. Why are we doing this? Why are we trying to find out where these storm giants are?
That's a very good question. It's not.
Because they actively seeking and trying to kill my sister?
Yes,
Okay.
but
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
but they didn't seem to be a problem for the rest of these guys since they moved. They've only become a problem when Eris came here. Maybe instead of going all commando and trying to seek out these storm giants and eliminating them, we can make them think she's dead. Or we could just leave.
I mean,
Like, I feel like we're picking a fight with something we don't need to pick a fight with.
Or maybe
Living-
when we sent Steve back, he told them about Eris.
Sorry, who's Steve?
Steve?
Yeah, who's
No, Steve went back to the plane of air.
Ah, yes.
Just to check,
I
Jamie.
don't-
Jamie knows, Estella knows that for sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. I was the one who banished him, so I know for sure he went back there.
So escaping was my initial plan that I started with. That's still an option. I don't know, guys. If you guys don't want to get involved, we'll see something. But I don't know. Correct, Marius. But I don't feel like this is. We don't need to go guns blazing.
Yeah.
We don't need to do something right now. But I don't feel like at least we both. We cannot leave it like it's gonna solve itself and don't worry about it.
I'm gonna propose something. Eris and her family buck off to the Prime Material where there are more allies to help protect them.
That's what
They-
I've been saying.
They don't want to leave their home. And that's their choice. If they don't want to go, then...
Yes, also that. I guess I feel like it's summer speaking.
I understand not wanting to leave your home, but sometimes I'm speaking for Nurse Base as well. Sometimes you have to. It sucks, but a home is not a place. It is a group of people. You can rebuild a home anywhere.
I normally would agree with you, but the layer has some sort of connection with them. I don't know how that works.
I understand that, but
Why do they have to leave?
I mean, the concern is that they get more
The
beer.
the specific question that I need you to answer is why they should leave now instead of if and when
Yeah,
they
I
are
think
attacked.
I think we're discussing it from the other way. Like earlier this episode, we already said like they don't want to leave now, but they have the option and the welcoming of whenever something happened, they immediately bump. I think
Yeah,
that's a good
that
that's a
that
good start.
plan they're definitely on board with. And if you want to just abstract it and make a persuasion check, I'm okay with that. Based on maybe you giving me some sort of argument for leaving now, I might lower the DC.
But
I would make the
the,
argument that it would be easier to protect them in the prime material with more allies.
and I feel like there's a different debate of their location, of whether we do something or not with these giants. Either they're here or there, the dragons are here or there, whether we actively learn more about this and try to do something to stop them, or trust they're gonna be safe forever.
Okay. Um, it's still quite a difficult check. But if you would like to make a persuasion check, I will let one of you make it with advantage, or if you both want to make one, you can do that.
I mean, I'm on the opposite side of Corwin from this.
Prefer them staying?
Well,
Yeah.
sorry, I meant Andrea and Corwin, not Estelle.
Sorry, what check did you want me to make?
Persuasion.
Yeah, I will let Corwin do it because I think Andrea is at this point not sure if they want them convinced or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to. I'm giving them the option. I'm not telling them what to do. I'm not trying to even persuade them. I'm just saying, were it me, this is what I.
And I think it's super valid, and I was on that position like 5 minutes ago.
Okay. Still go ahead and make a persuasion check. Just to see how heavily they weigh your words.
Okay.
And go ahead and take advantage, just because at least up until very recently, Andrea was also making the same argument. Okay. They at least seem to consider what you're saying, but they still, especially with Cereza around, seem to think that, assuming that you all are still willing to give them the teleportation circles that had been previously discussed, that is kind of the best of both worlds. They can stay, and if they need to leave in a hurry, they can.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Storm giants may be powerful, but I don't think they're stealthy.
Everything that you have seen of them so far certainly backs that claim up.
That would be very scary.
Are we under the impression? This is not saying this out loud. This is core observing. Under the impression that Eris wants to stay here with the rest of her family now.
Make an insight check. She certainly seems to be talking that way, yes.
Okay.
I was going to say, I think at some point Lycra tries to catch Andrea alone so that they can have a conversation. And she brings up the fact that maybe it would be best to have her stay to look after the kids if if you don't think she's needed to come with us.
Iris thing or Andrea's
Eris.
thing? I mean, it's her decision. I wouldn't dare to
But-
say what's best for her in their regard. I don't know. I don't know an opinion to have whether it's best or not to go
But-
with us or not.
But you also might need to tell her that so that way she doesn't feel like she's compelled to keep following you
Don't
if
worry.
she doesn't hear from you.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna talk about it. Don't stress about that. Thank you for your preoccupation.
How many days has it been since we got back?
You tell me.
Estella, how
Time
many
is
days have it been
all
since we got
wibbly
back?
right now. Oh, well, that's true. At least 2, sorry. Or no, I guess at least 3, right?
At least 3, minimum 3.
Yeah.
Probably 4. Because I would have waited 4 or 5. Because I would have waited until they got back.
In that case, let me have another perception check from Andrea.
Also, what's Lisbon doing?
Yeah.
Liz got bored and went home.
No. Not disadvantage.
Okay, 26. So, on the 7th day, right as they are giving it back to you, you notice that your copper fangs are missing.
What? How can I miss that, Nibbles?
You weren't fighting anything. But they hand it back to you. They had snuck it away and had been doing something to it. And you get this.
You middle kids. Ooh, legacy item. Ooh.
So they have infused your weapon with a lot of magic.
Wait. Does my hand has breath attack?
That is the source of the magic. It doesn't actually do a breath. It still works the same as before. It injects them with thingies.
You don't get to shoot a cone of acid out of your hands.
Do I do a pantomime of a mouth and do peh?
I figure it's like some derivation of snake style.
If you want to, but it's not required. And also, on that 7th day, actually, honestly, probably when you finish the Bahir fight, but we'll just say on the 7th day, you all level up.
Ooh.
So, how many times a day they can do this? The Knuckles.
Yeah, I probably should have put something in there. I threw this together earlier today, so
we can go into detail
we'll work
later.
on it. Yeah, we'll work on it.
And they can also do the injecting various liquids or not anymore?
I don't know. We'll work on that too.
Okay.
I just wanted to throw something together to give to you.
So 12 now, right?
While we're leveling up, let's a light conversation and the group. Yes, level 12. If we don't go on following these giants, either for either direction, what's our next mission, so to say?
You mean I think we just go home, right?
I was gonna say we have what we need to potentially find the Mithril. I don't think there's anything else we can do here. I think we have to go.
We accomplished what we set out to do.
Yeah.
Eris has found her kin.
What's
left of them, anyways.
But
I look around, make sure none of the kids are here.
But what do we do now?
My suggestion: we find we focus on finding that Mithril.
The
Do we know?
Mythalar?
Mythalar, sorry.
Ye-
My brain is
Do we know where that is?
no. That's what we have to do.
You have a clue, though. Well, not a clue. I guess more of a tool.
Mm-hmm. I guess out of character, like what other goals do we have?
That's Corwin's main goal right
The cult, the person that keeps making the abominations, the Mythalar.
Person that keeps making the abominations?
now. Out of what's his name?
The Cambions.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Erwin has a +4 on con.
Yes.
How much HP do you have right now?
105.
Jeez, you're the
I have that
sorcerer.
amulet of health.
85.
Sorcerer got beefy.
Yep.
Yeah.
He a thicky boy.
Okay, so let's keep going around the horn for the downtime stuff since we've only gotten through half of you so far. Did Corwin have anything else that he was interested in doing during this time?
I can't scry outside of a plane. I guess with the permission of the kids, going through the horde and see if there's anything useful that could help protect them or help us.
Okay. Probably. I will have to put some thought into what kind of magical items are in the horde, so we can circle back on that next week. Let me check a thing. Okay. Okay, yeah, so anything else besides that?
Cathandra?
Sorry, I was just thinking. No, I think that's kind of his only focus. Like, that's all he can really do here. Like, all his goals are back on the prime material.
Okay. Lycra, you have at least 4 days after returning from your search party. Anything you want to get up to?
I think other than working on her crafting and playing with the children, I don't think so. Brooding, obviously.
Let's pencil some brooding time in for the afternoon.
I think she's kind of, I wouldn't say a scab, but she's definitely abrased her thumb on the edge of her scale from sitting there rubbing it. But yeah, if it's 4 days, then that would make 12 days in.
Yeah, total is 7, whatever that works out to. Okay. Did Liz have any particular goals during this downtime?
I think Liz is just bored and wants to find secrets. She's just gonna try and find anything and everything she possibly could in this place, while everybody else is like trying to do useful things.
Okay. Make me a stealth check and an investigation check.
And what was the other one? Perception?
Investigation.
Investigation. Need to double check something on this.
Ooh, okay.
Why couldn't you have been perception? That would have been a 26. 27.
Roll me 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll me a d10. Okay, so not with the main horde, but tucked away in a little corner in some forgotten room at the very bottom of the. Oops, hold on a second. At the very bottom of the layer, I will add this to your folder.
And how many of the kids are following her on her investigations?
Interestingly, none. You should now see a thing.
Is it the third one down?
Yes.
Okay. Am I getting any feelings off of it?
You could just attune to it and find out what it does.
Oh, hey, it has attunement.
You could also just make an Arcana check to try to identify it.
We'll start with that.
As I frantically open my notes to actually find out what it does.
The answer is 24.
So I don't have the specific wording here, but this would enhance attacks made with a bladed weapon.
Interesting. She'll go show other people.
Okay. Let me show everybody that. Two.
Green.
Hmm.
Does anyone show interest in it?
I start singing from the chandelier.
I mean, if you don't want to try tuning to it, Estella would give it a shot.
Based on what she discovered from her identify, it would probably be best on Ashis or Lycra.
Okay.
People that use swords.
Speaking,
I think she would have said something about this. By the way, she wouldn't have just been like, "Ooh, a figurine." She would have been
Yeah.
like, and it seems to make. I have feelings it makes sword fighting better.
You can only attune to a maximum of 3 items, right?
That is
Yeah.
correct.
Safer.
were multiple items unidentified in the treasure room?
Yeah, there's.
Nibbles needs time on that.
Yeah, this is not from the Horde. This is from elsewhere.
Okay.
Does the Sentinel shield require attunement? It doesn't say it does.
It does not. Let me just verify that, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Nope, does not require attunement.
Like kind of gestures at his cheese.
And if you all would like to wait to decide until I actually tell you what it does, that's fine too.
Yeah, I would say maybe we wait until the items are discovered.
Out of character, the anxious air it projects makes anxious Lycra double anxious or anxious squared.
Quadruple anxious.
Oh
So
no,
she kind
they're
of half reaches out towards it and then kind of looks to Ashis and kind of tries to act like she was just offering it to him and takes a step back.
I will state that is more meant to depict that it is very lifelike, not that it's cursed or anything like that.
they're on a positive loop. They're going infinite on angst.
Yeah, it doesn't it doesn't actually
Does not
affect
project
your
an
mood or
aura.
anything.
I think I will wait for at least a little bit yet.
Same.
Okay, I will add that to my list of things to do for next week.
We need to talk later, Nibbles, about what to do with Andrea because of what I want to take on this level up.
Okay.
Oh yeah. If I can interject, Estella wants to have a conversation with Andrea at some point.
I'm very solicited these days. You will need to have an appointment.
Just to check, was there anything else besides skulking around that Liz wanted to do?
What's Lee's opinion on all of this?
Time?
I'm thinking. I mean, I don't think Liz quite understands what you guys are all trying to do. She's just along for weird magic shit. You guys seem to have a lot of weird magic shit. And I don't mean items, I mean weird magic shit happens around you.
Not wrong.
Okay. In that case, I will open it up one more time, free for all. Anybody that has anything they want to do during these 7 days. Otherwise, we will move on.
Yeah, I need to talk to Andrea. You can go ahead, Ty.
I was just gonna say, she's never actually did anything other than tag along.
That is true.
Don't know if anything came. If Miss came up with anything she'd like she's to do.
I couldn't really think of anything.
Wait, the cat is still with us, right?
Oh, yeah, he's
She just
around.
pets the cat.
She's as entertaining the cat.
Okay. He
What's
is
the
entertained.
what's the relation of what's it called? The cat's called?
He has a name, that's true. Annika.
What is Erika's reaction relationship with Cereza?
He at least outwardly does not have any sort of reaction. You could ask him if you wanted to.
I'll ask both of them what they thinking of each other.
What do a fae and a celestial being have to say to one another?
I don't know. I don't know if we knew that it was celestial.
Yeah, you did. I don't know. I don't think they have any particular strong reaction to one another. That's, it's just a creature.
No, okay.
Annika's just out here to observe everything that happens, and Cereza has been observed.
Lycra at some point turns into a Tresium and curls up on top of Annika and takes a nap.
Make just make a general charisma check as Lycra. Okay. He tolerates that for a period of time. Not very long.
Slightly less than an hour, because that way
Yeah,
she doesn't
somewhere
crush
around
him.
there. Yeah. If she attempts to do that again, Annika is mysteriously nowhere to be found.
So I don't know if you have something planned here, Nibbles, but I feel like we should end the session deciding on what to do.
Okay, that kind of bleeds into the thing I want to do.
Okay. You still haven't had the conversation.
Yeah, so let's have the conversation with Estella and Andrea, and then you decide what to do, and if you decide a certain thing to do, we have a little vignette that happens after that.
Okay.
Is that decide well or decide bad?
Don't know.
So after we have after Stella finds the storm and we have that whole conversation about what the fuck are we doing? Where is Andrea? That Stella can find her. And which season is Andrea?
I feel like it's been a lot of days, so let me roll the dice. Winter.
Winter.
Perfect.
Yeah, she's studying. Oh, we have Dragon Balls to study in the library, right?
Yes, you do.
Okay, Winter will be doing that today.
Ooh.
Okay. I don't even have a list, so I will randomly say the one that you have picked up is let me the history and a survey of plant creatures.
Riveting.
It's kind of like a bird watcher's guide, but for plant creatures.
I make sure that none of the kids are around.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
find a time where they're
I'll
rather.
sit down next to Andrea. Hey, how's it going?
Okay. Ah, hi. I didn't see you. Hi. Good. Who are you?
Good. I don't know how long we've got left here. We still gotta decide where we're gonna go.
Yeah, I've been asking that constantly, and no one gives me an answer.
Have you talked to Eris much?
I mean, yes? No?
Make an insight check.
Me or
Andre. I mean, Eris has been around. She hasn't really been very talkative recently.
I
don't know.
feel like Andrea, in general, knows what needs to be discussed, and Winter doesn't want to.
do you know if she plans to stay? Or if she wants to stay?
I don't know. I'm guessing yes. We haven't talked about that. I wanted to talk to her about that. I mean, I didn't, but I wanted to. It's hard, okay? I don't know how to do this, so I've been avoiding it.
Mm-hmm. If she wants to stay, do you want to stay with her? I mean, this is your home.
Thanks for a while.
Sorry, I didn't
Don't-
catch the first bit of that.
She thinks for a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know. It seems nice. It seems that I could be of use protecting. I feel like I will stay with the feeling of not finishing my mission. But to be honest, I don't know how that will look like.
Yeah, they didn't exactly give you strong parameters for this mission,
Yeah.
did they?
And I don't know if that mission is more important to me that Iris is safe. I don't know. And like she seems very puzzled of something that she didn't want to think about. What do you think I should do?
I suppose that depends on what you're looking for. Because, like you said, your people sent you on a mission to the prime material plane that you haven't fulfilled.
You know what? No, you know what? I don't care about that. I've been trying to care about that, and I'm the one between all of us Andres, that being tried the hardest. The other one didn't care. I've been trying to push them every day to do something about that, and they don't hear me about it. And if they don't want to hear me about it, well, then I don't want do it either. I never wanted to do it, but I got asked, I got manded on. So I don't care about that. I think like it has to do something with whatever is Mr. Corwin doing, and I don't understand anything of that. How can I be of help? I think what's more important for me is Iris and their family safe. That's what I care. That's my goal now. And I feel like either I stay or I go, I will feel like the other option was the correct one.
That's quite a pickle to be in.
Yeah. It sucks, if you pardon my language.
If Eris's safety is number one in your mind, what reason would you have for going back with us?
Because I honestly think we need to do something about that. About, like, we cannot be sitting ducks hoping our defenses are strong enough. I'm not saying we go all out war, but I don't know. I don't want them or I to live in fear until something happens.
Would you come back with us even if we decide to let it lie? At least for now.
If it's forever, no. I think not. Like, I will at least try to do it by myself. If it's for now, I don't know. I think I need to think about it. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Well, you have a couple of days to figure it out. I'm going to be honest, Andrea. I don't think there's anything we can do at this point. Just given the physical location of these giants. Like, that's enough of a stumbling block as it is. We also still don't know why.
That's the scary part. I don't know why do they have such beef?
That might be a better avenue to pursue, is trying to figure out why. Because if we can understand why, we might be able to reason with them or find some other avenue that is not just all out attack.
How do we go if we find it out? I feel like
I might have an idea.
Oh?
Oh.
The method, or not the method. So the last time we were in the dream, like all of us, we were doing the tests. And we met a genie, and it was an air genie, right?
Let me check.
Yes. Yeah. When they gives wishes.
Maybe I could ring him up. See what he says.
Would he know anything about it?
I don't know.
I feel like we don't lose anything with trying it.
You don't lose anything with trying it.
Oh, what do you lose?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about genies.
I mean, they seem nice.
Yeah, but oftentimes when you're asking a ancient and powerful creature for something, they want something in return.
Hmm.
I think, strangely enough, I think that we're gonna have more options for figuring this out outside of the Feywild than we do inside of the Feywild.
Did you instruct me on that? Like, where would we go if we don't follow the giant idea and we go on the other route? Like, specifically, what would we do? Where do we go?
You mean like trying to discern a motive?
No,
Or just
no, in following, not following on that track at all.
what will we do after this?
Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, a lot of the goals that I have are separate.
But do you know how to start on those?
Not really. I feel like I've hit a bit of a wall.
That's what I've been saying. Like, I've been hearing like the word doing research, but not specific. Like, we're gonna go to this library or something. You know, thinking about it in this conversation, I think it's still. I still gonna go with you guys. Will feel bad just leaving you all behind. But I feel like we need to address this thing sooner than later in order to me to be, I don't know how to put it in kind words, interested in the goals of the party.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And again, I mean, we might need discussing this with the other guys, but I still don't know in specific what are we going to do.
I guess that's the next conversation to have then.
You want to hear about the plant life here? I'm reading that they have some sort of there's in this other forest
Yeah.
shrubs that move by themselves
Do you have
and
one
kind
on
of
rocks?
I don't know. Nibbles?
There's almost certainly one here. You have not come across it yet.
Talk rocks to me.
If I find one, I'll let you know.
Okay, I think that's that.
There is the sound of a clearing throat from the doorway.
I look up.
It's Eris.
Oh jeez.
Hi, would you like to join us? We're talking about plants.
She looks kind of disturbed to your eyes, Estella.
Okay.
And she doesn't make eye contact, kind of looks at the floor and says, actually, I was hoping I could talk to Andrea.
I look at her, I look at Andrea, and I give a little head nod and get up from my chair.
With his like, why today? Why me?
She sits down after Estella leaves the room and doesn't start talking right away.
I boop her in the shoulder. Boop.
There was something I wanted to talk to you about.
Yes.
Um, what you reading?
Oh, is this interesting book about plants and the different type of shrubbery that exist in the forest in the area? And tell me what you want to talk. Please, I'm dying here.
I think I should stay here.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Like, I put a hand on her shoulder. I know it's hard. At the same time, I had no doubt that you were gonna say that. You know what I mean?
She looks partially relieved. I don't want you to feel like you have to stay, though. I mean, I'd love it if you did, but I know you have important things to go do.
You know, did you hear the other conversation?
About plants?
No, yeah, no. I mean, I was just discussing that with Stella. I don't care about the other important things. I gotta care about your well-being and your family's well-being. But I don't know if staying here is the best option for your well-being. You know what I mean?
Well, it's certainly, I think, very important to find the Mythalar. That's a fantastically powerful magical item, and it's just out in the world somewhere. That's kind of scary.
I guess. Something need to scold Mr. Kerwin about that. Oh, grumble, grumble, grumble.
I mean, he had the place guarded, and it's this giant glass sphere as big as a house. How does one even steal something that big?
Hey, Nibbles.
Hello?
For saying it, let's talk it bluntly. Um, do I feel like Ares is like pushing me to go and not staying here, or she's just stating facts?
You get the feeling that she would love nothing else than for you to stay here, but she thinks that you have more important things to do, basically.
Eris was also kind of involved in the creation of it more than Andrea, right?
More than Andrea, certainly. I mean, it was mostly Corwin and Metis, but she was like also there.
Yeah.
She does certainly seem very worried about the potential harm that could be done by such a powerful magical item just floating around. But it's very much like the kind of, she thinks it's the right thing to do, not necessarily the thing that she wants you to do.
Mm.
And you also get the sense that she is worried by staying here that she would be distracting you from that.
I see Metis has rubbed off on her.
I feel like what family would feel, like the sense of the instinct of, if we are all huddled together in a big pile, we know where each other is and we don't need to worry about it. And I feel like that's instinct and not what I actually should be doing. So I think I'm not gonna stay. If I can help the fellas in the finding the giant crystal ball, I'll do it gladly. But feel like I feel like what's important to me is to solve this giant puzzle. Is that okay with you?
She nods and then says, and then once you're done, you can come back here.
Yeah, and once we're done, I don't need to. I don't even know what I would want, but I don't need to stay here. Like, the problem is, if I stay here to, like, quote unquote protect, I cannot leave. Leave anywhere else, and I will feel so trapped. I've been.
I mean, it's just a wave of the hand, and we're all out of here, you know? Like, I don't think that that's a problem. Or at least not a big one.
Yeah, I know. But still, I think this is the correct thing to do.
Would it make you feel better if I talked them all into going back?
Will make me feel better if you promise me that at any sign of danger, you are not gonna try to fight it, and number one priority is to get them all out via teleportation.
In an uncharacteristic, serious thing for her, she just nods and says, I promise.
Good. I trust you, that promise. And also, I will feel better if, I don't know if Cereza can, does he can make sending? Does he can cast sending?
I don't know that you know that, but I mean, for pretty
No,
powerful Svei, it makes sense that he'd be able to.
I questioned Ares, and we both gone, Well, if he can, I will need reports constantly. Is that okay?
She says yes, but it's like the yes of somebody making a promise for somebody else, and they have no idea if that could be a thing.
He puts a stern face. You will call me.
You call me.
Oh, yeah, I also can do that.
We know that y'all can do that. That's not
should,
how she says that, but
I should learn some magic. Seems useful.
the wall next to you just says, yes, it does. Or yes, it is.
Is that you or is that the wall?
You look over at the wall and it's just Eris's dragon face staring at you.
Seems useful, but I know nothing about it. So weird.
She frowns a little bit and says, I think I can only do that here, though.
Yeah. You need to study and understand why that is. You you know a lot about the world. I don't know if you know about being a copper dragon a lot.
She looks at the just, well, they're probably not piles, but there's way more than 5 jewels here. And the color kind of drains out of her face. Like, oh, jeez.
I'm going to quiz you.
You also get the sense that she's probably flashing back to some lecture that Metis gave her.
I don't know. I feel like we can leave that conversation at that on a good note.
Okay. All right. So, where are y'all headed?
I've been asking that all day.
Do we want to stay in the Feywild? Do we want to go back to a normal plane?
So here's a question. Can Corwin use the orb to scry now?
That's a good question. I can try. But the spell usually focuses, like player speaking, the spell focuses on a creature, not an object. I don't know if that's different.
The second half of the item takes care of that.
Okay. Am I aware that the item could be destroyed by pushing it to its limits?
Yes.
I will let people know that if I try this, it could be our only time doing it.
Are we gonna have more luck if we wait?
Question Nibbles, is the fact that I'm on a different plane of existence going to affect the spell? Is that something Cornwall would know?
Hold on, let me check the thing. No. Scrying is not a sorcerer spell, so Corwin would not have the details of that.
Okay. I can try. Let's give it a try. I'm going to cast guidance on myself, though, to make sure I actually potentially succeed at this and not destroy the one lead we have.
Okay. An
Arcana check.
Yeah, I would probably suggest that you do more than just guidance.
If you let Lycra know what you're doing, she can always give you an inspiration.
I'm assuming we're all discussing this at this point.
Yeah. I would suggest anybody that has any sort of assistance spell in this manner to pile them all on while you can.
I'll give you a shot of tequila.
You've now given him disadvantage.
Corbin drinks a lot. He's fine. Does bless affects?
No idea, but you get it.
Bless is attack rolls and saving throws.
Does anyone have enhance ability?
No.
Yep, 1 second.
Yeah,
Because
guidance.
skill checks are ability checks.
Guidance, inspiration, and enhance ability are the 3 that I was aware of that would help you here.
All right, so it's guidance, bardic inspiration, and enhance ability. Let's do this.
So that is wow. All right.
Ooh.
You cast the spell. The spell itself fails, not the Arcana check, and you are aware that the item that you're looking for is not on this plane of existence.
Okay, it is not here. That's what I got from it, guys. So we go back
Okay.
and we try again.
Okay.
How are we going to get back?
We have a teleportation circle with someone who can cast plane shift.
And he needs to go get the other teleportation circles anyway. Or is that something that you can show him?
I don't know.
You can take him into the dreaming and show him where the circles are. They've probably been there long enough to confirm.
I have the feeling
He's-
that
It's
Go ahead, Ty.
probably. Go ahead.
He's an elf.
Right. He doesn't sleep.
I feel like we always played like there's some sort of code or runic that gives a direction, like an IP. You can give them their IP.
We with Andrea, we have played it that during her trance, she is accessible to the dream spell. Also, he's not an elf; he is a fae.
Alright. Can he cast it twice in one day?
You don't have to cast it to memorize a circle, do you?
No, plane shift.
Is plane shift a ritual spell?
Yeah, he can.
Okay, so it's probably easier for him to come and meet Metis and see the teleportation circle himself, as long as it's not taking him away from the kids for an entire day. Like, that could potentially be dangerous because he's their only way out.
He is amenable to this. I mean, he can also just bring everybody with him, which is actually probably what he'll do.
Okay. Can you?
We could have looked after the kids.
Good point. You can't. He can. It's actually 8 creatures, but he's powerful.
Archfey. Yeah, that's fair.
He gets plot abilities.
Yee.
Okay, I guess we're going home.
So he gifts to you a tuning fork for the Feywild. So once one of you all get the plane shift spell, you can return here.
Yay.
Can I take it? Can I take it?
We can say it's available to the group.
I won't have access to plane shift at best until next level.
I don't know what to do.
Well,
with
me
you.
too, but
I will eat pasta with that. Use it, please.
Oh gosh.
Oh my god.
Interestingly, for Estella, if you strike it, it is very different sounding from the last tuning fork that you struck.
Interesting.
This one is more of the cool breeze rustling through the forest leaves on a hot summer day, as opposed to the screams of the damned.
Cool.
And do you attempt to show him the drawing, I assume, from Metis' circle, or are you just randoming it and seeing what happens?
The island or Menace would be the two I'd recommend.
So Liz might have a way back that may have a way back, but I need to talk to Nibbles about it.
Roll a d100 if you want to do that. I assume you're going for divine intervention, right?
Nope.
Oh, we got that.
You want to go talk in private for a second?
Sure.
Ooh.
While they do that, so this is a discussion of what circle to give Cereza? Wasn't that Medas and Lycra's mother-in-law?
Yeah, I would rather go to Metis because Vroggoll's more central and it's closer to where we lost the Mythalar.
But we agree on give them both. We don't go in there, but we give them both directions.
I think that's fine. I would have no problem with that. If
Giving
they
them
both
options.
agreed to it, then
Feel like Nibble said that I agree, but we need to talk with him. Another thing is, I'm gonna ask for the magic items that they're in the other loot pile.
Yeah, that's something Nibbles just has to
you
mechanically.
take that up with your sister.
Yep, we will retroactively ask then. Ooh, while we wait, let me show you guys how things are going.
Eh?
Election? Or
Yeah,
constitution reform?
yup. It's in Spanish, but I on the side of the red, so that's good.
Oh. Good.
Yay!
How
Yeah.
far does it have left to go?
That's 6% of all the votes being distributed.
Okay then.
That's
It's a
not
long
a lot.
ways.
So
Yep.
it could definitely skew either way at this point.
Yep.
Unless that 6% is from only the main city, because the main city's got, like, what, 40% of the population or something?
No, it's across all the country.
I know, how's the population density?
Yeah, we're very centric on the capital. Very, very.
Because, like, in France, for example, basically, if Paris votes for something, they've got, like, 60% of the population.
Yeah.
Or if it's like Canada, where it's once Ontario's finished voting, you pretty much know the answer.
Good thing being thin, we all have the same time zone. I mean, is the thing that I vote for, but I don't love it either.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very fighty after this.
Keep the old constitution from the dictator, or make a new constitution that's not better.
Yeah, that's my opinion. Like, I pro changing it. I don't like the one that they wrote this time. But there are some people, very passionate people, that say we need to change it now for almost anything.
Shit's hard.
Yeah, sorry, Vroggoll with politics.
Is
No.
okay.
Do you guys have Labor Day tomorrow?
Yeah. More sleeping. I've slept 10 hours for the last 2 nights. So I'm obviously not over this COVID.
Per night?
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you have any long COVID symptoms?
My taste is still not back to normal.
Mm.
It's not like really bad. Like I can't taste mint, and my ability to taste sour is quite diminished. It's not totally gone. So
So
things just taste kind of different.
what happened now if you do your teeth and then drink orange milk or orange juice?
I don't know. I haven't tried. Also, the toothpaste I'm using right now is fruit. It's not mint. So.
Oh.
Mwah.
Okay, so we have arrived at the determination that anybody who has the circle memorized is able to draw it well enough that he can also memorize it.
Okay. Fantastic.
Confirm with us, Nibbles, that we in the previous discussion said that Metas and the lady that I don't remember the name, the Lycra's mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely remember her name.
They both agreed to give their circle to Cereza.
Yes,
in
they
case
did.
of emergency. Okay, cool.
The idea is to give them multiple bolts.
Right. Okay, so the time comes. The spell is prepared to be cast. Last chance for anything else before you do that.
No, just the retroactive magic item discussion.
Yep. Yeah, that will happen.
We will do that. And I don't want to bog in more with more RP, but I want to say, like, there's a profound. Is Iris going with us at this point, or she's staying?
Yeah, just for safety, everybody is going to be going just to say hello, and then they'll be coming back after.
Okay, so not hearty goodbyes yet.
Not yet.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so and I assume this one is going for Metis's circle.
Okay, here's
Yes.
a question: who has teleportation circle?
None of us have it.
I
Lycra
know.
does.
I know
Okay.
at least Liz and Lycra have Metis's circle memorized, even if you can't use it.
I might have access to it as a soul.
Yeah, it's also a sorcerer spell. Basically, anybody who would eventually be able to learn teleportation circle, I allowed to memorize the circle.
I mean, Liz had to trade stuff for it. But she was unknown at that point. And people thought she was a dragon.
Okay, so the spell is cast. You all appear in Metis's lair. For the sake of abstraction, we will, for now, until next week, gloss over everything that happens while you're talking with Metis. One moment. As you all have said goodbyes and introductions have been made and then said goodbyes, and you're heading back to the surface for the evening, your gaze is brought to the sky as a vibrant line of blue energy snakes its way past the city.
This is after we talk.
Yes, this is in the evening, so you've made introductions to Metis. Everybody's said hello. You've said your goodbyes. Anything that needs to happen there, we can do next week. We just need to get this piece out of the way. It doesn't make any noise, but it looks like almost like magical fire. And 5 of you hear a thud behind you.
Here we go again.
You turn around and see Corwin laying on the ground.
Corwin?
What?
His lips
Medicine
are probably
check?
blue.
Sorry, what did you say, Nathan?
I said his lips are probably blue and his skin is pale.
Yes. Probably not blue yet, but definitely pale. Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check. It's like a 5.
Can't fail it then.
He is very dead.
What? What?
It was got some diamonds.
Yep. Nope. Not dead.
Okay. We will come back to that. Corwin, it's a strange feeling seeing your body fall away from you.
Wait, do we have a standing Corwin also?
No, you don't
No,
see a
you
standing
don't.
Corwin.
Okay.
Corwin just sees his body falling to the ground in front of him. In this moment, do you think he understands what's happening?
I think he's confused, and then, like most dead people's, like, oh, fuck.
In
Just
the
kind of looks around.
in the silence and stillness of what's going on, you see the group very slowly moving, turning around towards you, probably fumbling in their pockets for diamonds at this point, but it's moving imperceptibly slow. And in the silence behind you, you just hear a voice that says, "Hello, Corwin."
Hello?
And that's where we'll pick up next week.
Oh no!
The fuck? Well, at least Corwin knows. This is not a ball drop from just Nibbles. I don't know if that's better or worse, but at least we don't have a traumatized Cathanid.
No. This is secrets. Secrets that have been planned for a while.
I will let you decide whether that's better or worse.
Actually, Nibbles, can I talk to you in secrets for a moment?
Sure.
That was so random.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was telling a friend about your character, Costa, and how she's like 4 people in one, and now she kind of wants to steal that idea.
They're free to do if they want to. I will love it.
Well, admittedly, they had their own idea, and I'm like, oh, hey, my friend has this idea, but with a similar idea with Eladrin. And she's like, oh, that worked kind of better.